is a link between the blessing of God and the productivity of man.
I heard one presidential candidate in the last election said that we should stop doing night vigil, that we are no more productive.
You know, Nigeria is not producing anything. That's why the only thing that is attractive here is politics and church.
It is illegal, it's unrighteous for a preacher to say there is something called miracle money. Meanwhile, those kind of things thrive now because we're in an age where Babylon has made us foolish. Any money that you don't do something to get, the financial police of Ghana, what they call it? In Nigeria, we call it EFCC. They should arrest you. So the alert you are getting and you are calling miracle money, who sent it? It came from Enenche.
Miracle alert will enter your phone.
He cannot. He's stealing. You cannot. There's no miracle. You cannot get money by miracle. I can tell you that. I'm born into church. My brother is a reverend father. He has never prayed and money came into his...
What about grace? Some people have grace.
No. That's what I'm saying. The grace is after hard work. God can bless hard work.
The tailor produced the cloth. For producing the cloth, he is permitted to get money. The dry cleaner dry cleaned the cloth. He didn't produce it, but he rendered a dry cleaning service. For producing that service, he is entitled to money. Only fraudsters and magicians want to get money without producing anything. Produce something, either a good or a service. Like we have said before, there are many people who are paying everybody for the things the people did for them or produced for them, but they are doing nothing for which they will be paid. You send for food produced by somebody that was served by another person. Question is, what did you produce? It may not be the physical, tangible product. What about service?
You have the basic education, and that is what is lacking here. We've not been able to train people properly to have proper education that will make them conduct themselves properly, be productive. Because we live largely in a very unproductive society. You know, Nigeria is not producing anything. The only thing that that's why the only thing that is attractive here is politics and church. You need to dismantle it. People need to be productive.
The response from the federal government as well as the First Lady and Pentecostal churches in Nigeria to the statement made by His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, to me, is laughable. Very, very laughable. The NSL and the First Lady were to hold a prayer summit. I don't know how the prayer summit will go again. Now, we have seen them, the Pentecostal Association, coming out to declare 40 days fasting and prayer for economic hardship turnaround. This is laughable. Prayer can't change it. It can't. Prayer cannot. Pray from now till next year. It will not work. How do you tell me you want to go and pray to pass an exam without reading? Is it possible? It's not. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. And Peter Obi said he was going to turn the night vigil to night shift. Now, they will say, is it by going to church in the night that is a problem of Nigeria? Hell no. But what the point is trying to make is this. Because of the fact that the government are not doing the right thing, people now turn to religion. And they now go to church every now and then. Tell me, we have early morning prayers, we have midnight prayers, right? Every blessed day. Now, he said he will turn a night vigil to night shift. What he's trying to say in essence is this. Instead of having people turn to religion and always being in church, praying and all of that, he is going to make sure that our institutions are working. He's going to make sure that company and people comes to invest in Nigeria. Therefore, we will have less people going for night vigil. We have people now turning into productivity, not always going to sleep in church.
It's very simple. If you stop people from stealing public money and use public money for public good, you make politics unattractive. It shouldn't be. What we're doing here is state capture. It's a criminalized entity. So you have stolen the country or the state, so you steal everything that is there. That must stop. The church must teach morals. Church must work. You know, and we're going to turn night vigil into night shift. So people can be productive. We're not saying you shouldn't go to church. I go to church, I believe in God.
Yes.
But we cannot have people Monday to Friday be in church morning and night. No, because they don't run the church like Catholic Church. They don't run it on helmet full of grace. They collect money, and that money has to be a function of productivity. So they need to work on it. So these are things we need to work on. So people have to touch the right thing, remain prayerful, remain everything, but you must go to church, must go to work, because it is the work that helps the society. Society must
Not
be productive.
prayer.
No. Prayer is after work. God can only bless hard work. He cannot bless you for sleeping. Said if you like, don't forget about what anybody tells you. Anybody who tells you that you got a lot from praying should be arrested. You have stolen somebody's money. Simple.
Raise your phone. Miracle alert will enter your phone.
He cannot. He's stealing. You cannot. There's no miracle. You cannot get money by miracle. I can tell you that. I'm born into church. My brother is a reverend father. He has never prayed and money came into his...
What about grace? Some people have grace.
No. That's what I'm saying. The grace is after hard work. God can bless hard work. God can bless productivity. God can bless an industry. God cannot bless somebody who is sleeping. It has never happened anywhere in the world. In fact, in the Bible, they say there's no food for those who didn't work. They should not be fed. So it's very clear. Jesus worked miracles by going around and blessing productivity. There's never any place where Jesus did anything and somebody had the money or prosperity. Prosperity came to those who worked. That's it.
But they say if you pay tithes, the doors of heaven will open unto you.
After you've worked, that tithe is given to God, to humanity. So if you go to hospital, it's tithe. If you help poor people, it's tithe. If you give it to church, it's tithe. But that tithe must be a product, must come from productivity for God to continue to bless whatever you do to do it. But if you just stay and come and borrow money from me and go and pay tithe, it will never double unless you are...
I've been making this statement for a while now, and I've said this. If you leave Nigeria to Europe or to any part of the world that is developed, that you will not be scared of traveling for the next 100 kilometers. You will travel, go to and fro without meeting bandits, without entering any pothole, and all of that. Will you still go to church to pray that God should grant you safe journey, mercy? Oh yes. You have to, because accident can happen without entering pothole, of course. But then you will not be scared that this, that will happen. Right? Now, will you now be praying that if you go to sleep, people shouldn't come, bandits shouldn't come and kill the whole community? No. All you should be doing is, you should be worshiping God. We have missed this already. We don't really understand what it means to worship God and to make demands from God. What we are doing in Africa, what we are doing in Nigeria is not worshiping God. God created man to worship him. We are not worshiping God. All we are doing is transactional. That is what he's talking about. We go to God to tell God that give us money, give us security, give us car, give us house, give us lights. Imagine, while shooting this video, the light has gone off. I believe that maybe it has collapsed once again, because yesterday, similar thing happened. I'm struggling with my lights right now. So, what is it? People go to church to pray for lights, for them to have lights. People go to church to pray for them to have security. What is it? It doesn't make any... That is what he's talking about. I will change from night vigil to night shift. So therefore, we have our security apparatus working morning, day, and night. We have companies that work even overnight. And then on Sunday or midweek services or whichever, you go to God and worship him. You thank him for the work well done that you have done throughout the day. You worship him. You worship him. You don't go there to demand for things. Abba, Nigerians, who could get sense more. This is the statement. Let's understand things carefully. You don't listen to react. But anyway, I will still allow you to watch the video After I've said my own for the last 6 minutes, you can watch the video now and have a better understanding. I will change the night vigil to night shift, meaning that companies that are leaving Nigeria will return. More companies will come. More workforce for Nigerians. More productivity in Nigeria. Henceforth, there will be no running into potholes. There is no police to harass you on the highway. There will be no police soldiers during election. We saw the election in the US. Do you see any police officer on the street? Do you see any ballot box snatching? Do you see anything like that? No. When you have all of this, there will be no need for you to go and gather in one camp to be praying for a successful election. That is just it. You can pray to God. Yes, God, give us leadership. I don't understand. Just prepare yourself to be a good leader. The person that is good present himself, and then based on the person's character that you have seen, you can make your choices. You don't need, see, God give us brains so that he can rest. And that is the reason why he created us to worship him. That is just the basics of what I'm trying to say. Not for transactional purposes. I don't hear. Okay. I don't work.